Mm. Ugh. Oh. Shalom. 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 To the 12 tribe captain, hold their heads high. Shalom to the 12 tribe captain, hold their heads high. Shalom. House of Yaakov. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Oh man, we gotta make sure you get some more incense then. Gotta make sure you get some more incense. For real, gotta make sure you get some more of them incense though. Oh man, shalom. Finna get ready to get started. Finna get started. Okay. Kind of dive into going into you know, yesterday was Pentecost, so you already know how brothers and sisters gotta keep on staying in the right spirit, keeping themselves in the right frame of mind, trying to do thus said the Lord, and probably I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Don't marvel words, cause I might not. Know it's kind of late for some brothers and sisters, man. Then I came on a little late. Shalom, Moses. Shalom, Jeremy, Jordan. What you call Theodore, Marsha, right? Know it's kind of late for some brothers and sisters, man. But better late than never. I know I gotta get my timing back right, man. With this move, kind of shifted my time frame a little bit, but I'm gonna get it together though. What we going into tonight, man, is just kind of going into how the Most High God expecting us to, you know, after the, you know, we during the first fruit, we bring forth our fruit, right? We mean we bring forth thus saith the Lord at this time. But you know, it's not just, I mean, the high holy days is a high holy day that the Lord expected us to have, but that ain't the only day, right? He expected us, because the rest of the days, we already know that some days excel the other ones. There'd be ordinary days. But on your ordinary days, man, I ain't good with those, what you call them words, what's PGU? What they mean? Because I ain't good at those acronyms. I just ain't really good at that. What do PGU mean? But like I say, man, thinking about the time of, you know, I always like to deal with the spirit after all praises. Big con. Keep on throwing no prayers for us out. We need them. We need them, man. I'm talking about we need them prayers, man. The Lord knows we need them. Because Satan been requiring all of us, man. Like, especially getting closer and closer to the time of Jacob's trouble, too. You know, he really do need those prayers, man. Watch this. I know, like a lot of our Christian brothers, they like to deal with Brother Paul. We're going to kind of deal with it, but we're going to deal with other things, too, tonight. So, first precept we're going into is Acts chapter 20 and verse 16. For Paul had determined to sail by Ephesus, because he would not spend the time in Asia, for he hasted, if it were possible for him to be at Jerusalem the day of Pentecost. So this is Paul during the time of Pentecost. He was trying to haste to go through that. And you know, brothers, we touched on that, you know, during the Sabbath class and previous other classes that we had in the past, and some of the brothers touching on it this week, right? But we're going to read on, right? From Maltosus to Ephesus, he called the elders of the church. And when they were come to him, he said unto them, Ye know from the first day that I came into Asia, after this manner I have been with you at all seasons. So Paul said, he said, that basically, I've been with y'all the whole time. Like, I've spent a long time with y'all, right? Since I came to this area, I've spent a long time with y'all, right? Watch this. Verse 19, serving the Lord with humility of mind, and with many tears and temptation which befall me by lying and waiting for the Jews. How I kept back nothing that was profitable unto you, but have showed you and have taught you publicly and from house to house. So Paul said he was over there. That's why he hasted in the time of trying to get back to, he wanted to get back to Jerusalem to keep the Pentecost. But like Paul said, when I was here with y'all, I did nothing but labor. So us coming out of the Pentecost, us coming out of the first fruits, Feast of Weeks, whatever brothers call it, right? We coming up out of the Most High God's one of the big three, right? We coming up out of that thing, we need to be hasting, right? We need to be hasting to do the work, man. Right? I'm talking about we need to be full-fledged and going harder for the Lord now, man. Right? After those things touch back, right? So after those things touch back, we need to make sure that we stay on program with that thing, man. All right? Got to make sure that we stay on point with our thing, man. Watch this. Even though, like you say, even though Brother Paul, you know what I'm saying, he was doing the work, you got to think like this. Watch this. Go to Matthew. This is what Christ said. Because Paul was working in the same spirit that Christ had put him in. You know, after the Lord afflicted, you know, Paul, and he brought him back to him, right? The book of Matthew, chapter 3, and verse 8. It says, bring forth therefore fruit meet for repentance, right? This is what Paul was doing, trying to labor to try to bring forth those fruit to the, saying to the people. Like he said, he taught publicly. He went house to house. He was teaching. Paul was doing the work, man. Right? And think not to say think not to say within yourself, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that God is able that of these stones to raise up the children unto Abraham. So those children that he raised up from the stone, we already know who those children are, man. They go back to the children of Israel. And we're going to touch on that too, right? Right? Verse 10. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the tree. Therefore, every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. So this is what brothers and sisters need to be trying to work on, man. Right? After the first fruits, guess what you need to be trying to do? Make sure that we not that tree that's not bringing forth fruit that the Lord won't cast into the fire, man. Right? We got to make sure that we stay on point with that thing, man. And then we not on point with that thing, the Lord will come by and, and he will make sure this thing get right, man. Right? Because we got a type of God. Of course, he's a jealous God. Right? But what kind of fruit you think the Lord is expecting us to bring? Right? Because some people in their fruits, they don't understand what fruit that the Lord wants you to have, or fruit that you're supposed to be in. All right? They don't understand what fruit you're supposed to be in. Let's see. Let's see what kind of fruit we supposed to be in, man. Let's see what kind of fruit, man. Right? We're going to read, everybody should know the fruits of the Spirit. Even Christians know the fruits of the Spirit, right? They supposed to know. But a lot of Israelites supposed to know about the fruits of the Spirit too, right? Watch this. The book of Galatians chapter 5 and verse 14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? But if ye bite and devour one another, to take heed that ye be not consumed one another. Right? This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary one to another, so that ye cannot do the things that you would. Right? So it meaning what? Your flesh is always gonna be a war with your spirit, and your spirit gonna be always a war with your flesh, man. Right? Like they say, the spirit is willing, but the spirit is willing, right? That's how you say it. The spirit is willing, but the body, right? It's saying something, right? Just kind of thinking of like so many different precepts in my mind, man, because of the love that you're supposed to have and the patience you're supposed to have bringing forth your fruits. Watch this, because it reads down. Watch this. It said, if ye be led in the spirit, ye are not under the law. So if you be led in the spirit, you are not under what law? Because where there is no law, there is no sacrifice. But I'm going to show you what that means. So because they'll read this, and to their detriment, a lot of Christians, right? But we ain't going to go nowhere. We just going to stay right here, right? We're going to stay right here, line upon line, right? Straight context. Now the works of the flesh is manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatreds, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, seditions, heresy, envies, murders, drunkenness, reveling, and such like, of which I have told you before, as I have told you in times past, that they which do these things shall not inherit the kingdom of heaven. We got to think about this, man. I'm not saying that all brothers and sisters are adulterers and fornicators, but some brothers and sisters is unclean and got this uncleanliness Some brothers got lasciviousness, some of them got idolatry, some of them got witchcraft, some of them hatred, variance. So many people go through a lot of these. So if you got any one of these spirits in you, you're still under the law. Just plain. If you got any one of these spirits in you, you still in the law. Right? Watch this. Verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is joy, is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. There is no law that's against love. There's no law against joy. There's no law against long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, and faith, meekness, temperance. There's no law against those things, man. Right? There's no law that you can pull that's gonna if a brother's working in love, you can't pull a law to say a brother gotta stop loving. You can't pull a law to show a brother that he gotta stop having joy and peace and long suffering. There's no laws against those things. That's why the Lord told us to walk in those things, because no law can stand against those things, because of these are the spirits that the Lord wants us to walk in. This is the acceptable spirits that the Lord wants us to have. Right? This is plain as day. Right? Watch this. It says, if they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with affection and lust. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit, and let us be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Right? Let us not be. Right? The desire of vainglory and provoking one another. So let us not be doing all the extra, because a lot of time we do go extra. A lot of time we make ourselves not to think about others, and the Lord don't want us to do that. Right? That's how you get yourself in the frame of mind that the Lord don't want you to be in. Guess what you'll do? You'll fall, man. Right? I'm gonna show you something right quick. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something from the beginning what the Lord said. Let me show you something. From the beginning the Lord said this, right? Let me see. Let me find it. There you go. Watch this. We're going back to Genesis, right? The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 29. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, right? Which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Now, this right here is a physical precept, but this is literally a spiritual precept too. That's why we got to make sure that when we listening to class or we tune in, we got to make sure we lock in, because a lot of times, you know, brothers do be having good precepts, man. Right? Brothers really have a lot of good precepts, man. And we're going to see what that means. It says, he gave to every tree shalaki. And he says, and to every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it should be for meat. Right? So you should be for meat. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. Where I want to go. Second Corinthians. We going chapter. We're going 2 Corinthians chapter 6. Now, we know that in chapter 9, Shalaki, we know that the Lord compared us as being as trees, right? Seeing men walking as trees, right? We can get that out of Mark, out of Matthew, right? The meat is the understanding, become, right? And we can get that out of Matthew. But this is what the Lord say. And because these are the seeds that the Lord expecting us to. If we the trees, and we supposed to be yielding for a fruit, our fruit's supposed to be yielding for what? Seeds. Right? That's why you think the Lord keep. That's why you think we keep praying for increase, man. We praying for those increase because we want to see our fruits bring forth seed. Right? The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 6. But this I say, which have sown sparingly shall reap sparingly, and he that which sown bountiful shall reap bountiful. So thinking about us after coming to your first fruits, coming past first fruits, now we're going into a different phase, going into, more new moon, more high holy days, more Sabbath days. We want to put forth our fruits to show our labor, to show our thanks to the Lord, man. Right? And as we putting our thanks to the Lord, we want to make sure that we doing what's pleasing to the Lord, man. All right? We want to always we don't want to always get ourselves to do what's pleasing to the Lord. Right? Because after we sown the seed and we labor for the seed, we also want to be the type of people that's in this type of Israelite that's in this truth, that's gonna make sure that we do the works as the Lord command us, right? Coupled with keeping the commandments. Like the works is going into fasting, going into praying, going into laboring with the brothers and sisters, visiting the sick, helping the widows. All these things right here goes into coupling into doing the work. Just think about your brother Tobit. He was burying the dead. Right? The Lord put it in his spirit, and that's what he was doing, man. Right? Watch this. That's why you say like every fruit or every tree that bring forth fruit, it's got to yield seed. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Because after the person bring the fruit, then because you might be the one that plant the seed, and somebody else might be the one that water the seed. Or you might be the one that watered the seed, somebody else might plant the seed. This is the same thing Paul was touching on, man, in Corinth. Right? The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 5. Who then is Paul and who is Apollos, but ministers of whom ye believe, as the Lord gave to every man? Paul said, I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Lord gave the increase. So then, neither is he that planted anything, neither is he that watered, but God give the increase. Now he that planted and he that watered are one, and every man shall receive in his own reward according to his labor. Right? That's what we just read in 2 Corinthians chapter 9. If you plant little, you should be expecting little. But if you plant bountiful, meaning if you planted a lot, you should be expecting a lot, man. Right? Some people can't see what the Lord talking about. That's why they can't understand where the works come from. Or, well, we only doing this much. No, you got to be abounding in the work, man. Or you got to be locked in with the Lord, man. Right? That's why you can't tank the work or thinking that you can. It's a fly-by-night thing. Watch this. It's a law against that thing. Because if I'm a fruit and I bring forth fruit, do you think my fruit should have mingled seed? You think it don't supposed to work that way, right? Watch this. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 19. You should keep my statutes, and thou shalt not let the cattle gender in diverse kind, and thou shalt not sow thy seed with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and wool come upon thee. Right? So the Lord said, He said you shouldn't plant your seed with mingled seed, right? That ain't something the Lord wants us to do. That's why all these nations, you think them bringing in Esau in the congregation is a good thing? You think people bringing Elam, Ham into our congregation, you think that's a good thing? No, the Lord said you can't mingle your seed with their seed. Right? He don't want a diverse seed. The Lord don't want that for us, man. Right? Even from the beginning. Every plant is the same way. Right? Every plant is the same way. Watch this. Every plant on the earth is the same way. You're not gonna catch grass buds inside of a you're not gonna catch no grass buds on the top of a tree. It don't work that way, man. Watch this. The book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 12. The earth brought forth grass, and the herbs of the field, and it means the herb yielding seed after his kind. Right? So a rose gonna be a rose, a lily gonna be a lily, right? A pomegranate gonna be a pomegranate, right? That's why you can't mix. Where's the mixing at? There's no mixing in that thing, man. Right? Everything gonna bring forth seed in this kind. Right? Just like the children of Israel. The children of Israel is a seed. We're gonna touch on that, man. Right? Verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass, and the earth yielding seed after his kind, and the trees yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself. So whatever fruit you come from, your seed coming from there. Whatever fruit that tree come from, guess what it's gonna be? That tree gonna be the same as the fruit, and the fruit gonna be the same as the seed. It goes straight down the bloodline, just like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It goes straight down the bloodline, right? It goes straight down the bloodline, man. Right? Right? So the Lord said, whose seed was in itself. Watch this. After its kind, and God saw it, and it was good. So you cannot grab a olive tree. You cannot grab a peach branch and put it on an olive tree. It's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work, man. All right? It's not gonna work. All these things, it makes no sense, man. You can't grab something else in. But guess what? If you would listen to Esau doctrine, guess what will happen? He'll make you feel like you should do that. No. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something about the Lord was talking about how the northern tribe. Right? Go to Hosea chapter 10 and verse 1. Watch this. The book of Hosea chapter 10 verse 1. Israel is an empty vine. He bringeth forth fruit unto himself. According to the multitude of his fruit, he increased at the altar. And according to the goodness of the land, they had made goodly images. Think about itself. If you reap little, you get little. If you reap bountifully, you get bountifully. Just like we read in 2 Corinthians chapter 9. Right? But listen what it says. Israel is an empty vine. Listen what it says. He bringeth forth fruit unto himself. We just read in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 12 how every fruit gonna bring forth, every tree gonna bring forth fruit, and every fruit should bring forth seed. This is how we supposed to be in this truth. All of us are trees that's supposed to be bringing forth fruit, and hopefully our fruit should bring forth seed. Right? Right? He said, their heart, watch this, And he said he had the increase at the altar. We still in verse 1. According to the goodness of his land, they have made goodly images. Verse 2. The point. Watch this. No, it ain't the point because we getting down to it. He said, their heart is divided. Now shall they be found faulty, and he shall break down their altars, and he shall spoil the images. For now they shall say, we have no king, because we fear not the Lord. What then shall the king do to us? This is how Israel should be thinking. And this is how a lot of us think. We don't have no king. That's why before the truth, we didn't think about Christ being our king. Now, granted, some brothers and sisters accepted Christ for being the king, but they accepted Christ being the king as them being a Gentile. You can't accept Christ being the king as a Gentile because a Gentile has no favor with Christ. You got to accept being an Israelite, right, to find favor with Christ. Right? This is what the Lord expected. Let's keep going. Right? In verse, watch this. I'm going to jump down to verse 12. So sow to yourself in righteousness and reap in mercy. Break up ye fallow ground, for it's time to seek the Lord till he come and rain righteousness upon you. Right? So it's time to seek the Lord, man. And so the Lord rain down on us, man. Right? And watch this. And Ephraim is a heifer that is taught and love to tread out the corn. Meaning what? The corn meaning what? Corn, oil, and flour. These was part of the what? Sacrifices. Right? Think about this. But I passed over upon her neck, and I will make Ephraim to ride Judah. I will make Ephraim to ride. Judah shall plow, and Jacob shall break his clods, man. Right? Meaning what? The southern tribes are going to come back to work. Even not the northern tribe, but the southern tribe will come back to work. How? Because Christ came through the lineage of Judah. Right? From the tribe of Judah. But it's going to make more sense. Verse 12. Sow to yourself in righteousness and reap in mercy. Break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord till he come and rain righteousness upon us, upon you. Right? This is what the Lord expecting us to do now. Now that we got the truth, the Lord expecting us to break this ground up, man. Right? Because he gave us a body. When he gave us a body, he gave us something that can be accepted. Right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Watch this. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 35. But some men will say, how are the dead raised up? With what body do they come? Thou fool, that which is sowed is not quickening, except it died. That which thou sowest, thou shalt not, that the body that shall be, but bear grain. It may chance of wheat or of other grain. Right? So listen what it's saying. If somebody died, or the spirit died, how could it come back? All right? How could it come back? Watch this, verse 38. But God giveth it a body as he had pleased him, and to every seed his own body. Right? God gave it to everybody. He gave a seed to everybody. Meaning giving a spirit to everybody. He gave it to us, and the Lord allowed us to have that thing, man. And we accepted that thing, man. Right? This is the reason why it's diverse kind of flesh. This is diverse kind of animals, diverse kind of spirits. Guess what? You see us, we got the human form of body, and then you see the angel's body. Celestial and terrestrial, right? It's a difference between the two, right? But everything the Lord put his seed in that thing, meaning what? those seeds can come back. Those seeds will come back and regenerate again. This right here is just a broader word of being the breakdown of regeneration, right? This is how this thing go, right? Let's go to Luke chapter 1. Show you something. Luke chapter 1. Luke chapter 1. And watch this. Luke chapter 1 and verse 51. He that showed strength with his arm, he that scattered the proud in the imagination of their heart, he had put down the mighty from their seat and exalted them in low degree. He had filled the hunger with good things, the rich he had sent empty away, and he had hopefully his servant Israel in remembrance of his mercy. Think about it. He literally led Israel, right, from seed to seed to seed, right, the fruits that they bear to the seed that they gave out to all the kings that had fruit, meaning children, meaning have had their works, or even meaning procreated, and they made what their seed, which is their children, right? And they brought forth more. And as they became to be a tender plant, they grew just like the same thing they explained when they talking about Christ. We're going to go back here. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 53 to explain to you on how the Lord is just like with Christ is saying the same thing about us, right? The book of Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 1. Who had believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, right? Just like Christ started out as a seed, then he became a what? Tender plant, right? As a root of a dry ground, he had no form, no comeliness, and when we have seen him, there is no beauty that we should have desired. There should be no beauty that we should desire him, right? Meaning, right, he ain't come here to be the prettiest and the freshest and the fastest. No, he ain't come here for all that. But the example is that what Christ came in here from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from the seed of King David, right? All the way down to King David, came through the seed and bloodline. But from there, the Lord said he grew up as a tender plant, right? All the way till he became a full-grown what? Tree, or a full-grown man, right? This dude said he is the Hamashiach, is written of me. Bro, you cannot make this up, man. Folks, boy, that got dang on, rules be coming in there, don't it? So just like Christ came in and was a tender plant, man. That's funny. No, man, I'm gonna let somebody else get some of this week, man. Hey, Bruce, he gonna get a chance to come to some of these Bruce class. Yeah, this man's crazy, man. It said Elder 400. He's the man who think he right. But look here. You know what? I started to go. I've been seeing the dude on the chat, honestly, and I ain't even this dude. So you tell me Christ's name is Tyrone? Well, you cannot make this up. It says, John 14, brother, brother, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, that the works that I shall do. Hey, man, if brother can show us in the scripture that Christ's name is Tyrone, watch this. I'm gonna tell you what the Lord said, Tyrone. I tried my best to stay away from them. Brothers is crazy, man. Watch this. Hey, man, when you see somebody, hey, Christ wasn't there to join the camp, but Christ had a camp. Thank you, Ehud. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, watch this though. Here you go. The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 23. Brothers and sisters, when somebody saying that they Christ, right? And we still in captivity, and that sky ain't cracked, and the Lord ain't sent him down. Look, this is how you do Tyrone. The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 23. If any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, the Lord said what? Believe it not. The Lord said, if anybody calling themselves Christ, he said, don't believe him. Tyrone, what do Matthew 24 and 23 mean to you? We're gonna wait on it too. I'm trying to tell you, Moses, that damn cocaine is a hell of a drug. And that's what brothers be on. I'm gonna tell you something. Brothers be on them drugs, then they get on there and see us teaching. They probably used to be in the truth. Now these brothers come back loaded as a mug. Right? These people come back loaded in the mud. But watch this. It says, we on Luke chapter 1, man. Yeah, brother Smith was man, man. Yeah, bro, you might not be on a drug, but you got a different spirit on you. Okay, the book of Luke chapter 1 and verse 55, man. We're gonna get into this, man. Gonna finish this out, man. Before these scoffers get too heavy, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna let y'all brothers, y'all brothers gonna have to deal something with these brothers this week too. Hey, I hope y'all scoffers come back to their page. I'm talking about for real, so they can get a chance to deal with y'all, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Tyrone, hey, who teaching tomorrow? Captain Yahri be there tomorrow. I'm gonna let Captain Yahri deal with you. It's gonna be funny. He gonna get all over your butt too. Bro, we don't care if it's more false prophets. Then they saying that Christ, you can't say that you Christ though, because you not him. You just say, I'm what that dude said, that I'm him, you not him. You not him, brother. You not. But let's finish reading it out, man. It says, Luke chapter 1, we're going to read verse 54. And he had hope in his servants, Israel, and the remembrance of his mercy. He has spake unto our fathers, to Abraham, and to his seed forever. And this is the same thing we were talking about, being in the fruit the fruit that bring forth seed, right? Or the tree that bring forth fruit and the fruit that bring forth seed, right? So, looking back at these things, where did they get these from? They get these from the Old Testament, right? That precept right there goes into, go to Psalm chapter 22. You not him. Go to Psalm chapter 22. Watch this. See what they say. The book of Psalms chapter 22 in verse 22. And I would declare I would declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. Right? Ye that fear the Lord and praise him, all ye the seed of Jacob, glorify him and fear him, all ye seed of Israel, right? So like the Lord saying, man, we are the seed that's supposed to be glorifying him, man. They're supposed to be bringing forth the fruit. That we supposed to bring forth more fruit, that we should be yielding more seed, that we can either plant or water seeds, right? Why you think they call Jacob the supplanter, right? Saying it's going a little further deep. Let's go back. Let's go to Psalm chapter 105. Watch this. All right. Psalm chapter 105, man. Well, Ehud got his sword on sharp, man. The book of Psalms, chapter 105 and verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servants, ye children of Israel, his chosen. So the seed of Abraham goes into what he's talking about in Luke chapter 1. It goes into the children of Israel, man. Right? It don't go into anything else but the children of Israel, man. That's the reason why the Lord is expecting us to bring forth these seeds, man. Right? He's expecting us to bring forth these seeds, bring forth these fruits, man. Right? That we can, like you say, coming out of Pentecost, coming out of these high holy days, right? We should be locked in on their work, locked in doing thus said the Lord, locked in on the commandments, man. Reading, studying, fasting, praying. These are what these things supposed to be doing, man. Right? Hey, man, Tyrone know one scripture, man. He know one scripture, John chapter 14. That's all I know, man. Give us, hey, Tyrone, if you Christ, Tyrone, I got one question, Tyrone. What's the weight of fire? What's the weight of fire? Tyrone, I'm not gonna debate that. I'm gonna let you, I'm telling you, I already know I'm not gonna block you, nothing. What's the weight of fire, Tyrone? And you'll show me that you the Lord if you can tell me how much fire I weigh. We waiting, Tyrone. Bless our game. Because Christ is gonna come back and teach us all things. What's the weight of fire? No, Tyrone. No, don't say nothing else. What's the weight of fire, Tyrone? What's the weight of fire, Tyrone? Look at this man. You see how they duck? You see how Tyrone, you just another fake Christ. That sucker have hit his eyes. Watch this. And if he said he's supposed to be Christ, the word of God, right? The book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. Because Tyrone, if the night started, if the night don't start if the day don't start when it in dark, then why was the on the first day started at dark? Then the Lord had to make the light during in the dark. That makes no sense. Watch, we're gonna watch this from the beginning. From the beginning, Tyrone, we'll go. We got to educate. Show me. You see, he want to battle that, but Tyrone can't show us how much. What's the weight of fire, Tyrone? Watch this, y'all. This is simple. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, and verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Right? The earth was without form or void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved from the face of the water. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, and it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. Why? Because the darkness was there first, right? Verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Evening, which is the evening time, is what? The dark time. Evening and the morning, which is the light, is the word the first day. That's simple. That's simple. Hey, Esau, you don't have the answer to that. Esau, but I'm telling you something. Y'all funny, man. But guess what? Y'all be all right, too. Man, get y'all. I told you, I'm gonna let y'all, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm leaving all them scalpers on them for yard, man. I said, I came on here to do something nice and simple to try to get brothers and sisters in the right spirit. And here come easy. You see, this is why why you think I don't, why you think I answer questions sometimes, but sometimes I don't. A lot of time I really don't answer a lot of questions because when you give these people that scalpers and stuff, that's the reason why I try to tell brothers that's teaching, especially if you're not a captain, or if you're not a captain or officer. I tell brothers to just continue doing your class. And the reason why I tell them brothers continue doing your class, because they're not going to answer your question back. They'll ask you 1,000 questions, but you ask them one question, they can't answer the one question you asked them, man. How this dude talking about he Christ, and I asked him one question, but he started putting out questions and trying to make me answer the question, right? I entertained it, but at the end of the day, they don't like to answer no questions, right? Watch this. 20 elders. Is Esau the so-called white man? And Tyrone, what's the weight of fire? Give me those answers. You see that? I told you, he just bark out stuff, man, and don't know nothing, man. For they don't like to answer questions because they not gonna be real. That's the reason why. That's why I say you tell brothers and sisters, man. That's why, yeah, just get these Monday classes really just pick me up classes. Just brothers and sisters can make it through the week. Esau, I did not ask you 420 elders. I did not ask you. You don't know the weight of fire. You don't know it. So I'm guessing you the Esau version of Christ then, I guess. I guess he the Esau version of Christ or something. Yeah, I told you they don't like to answer no questions, man. They all on the same wavelength, man. That's why I don't really deal with them, man. Right? I think it's got to be necessary uh for me to, I ain't gonna lie, for me to kind of deal with them like that, man. Yeah. But anyway, man, I was just kind of jumping on here, man. Right? Just kind of jumping on here and just kind of get brothers and sisters pick me up, man. You know, how you say after Pentecost, brothers and sisters, man, put forth those seeds, man. Right? Plant those seeds, harvest those seeds, and and keep putting forth the fruits, man. Right? Keep putting forth their labor, man. Right? And this is how we grow in this truth, man. Right? You know, at the Pentecost, just as much as the Passover, them spirits gonna be out here, right? Say, follow God's law, statutes, and commandments, and give y'all law, man. They dang gonna scoff. But I'm tell you something. Y'all watch. Y'all watch. Look at the rest of these brother class and let watch them pop up. Them brothers gonna be them brothers is, but I'm telling you something, pouncing lions, ready to devour. I'm talking about ready to devour. I guess. Look at Ehud. I'm telling you, these lions is ready, man. Look. Goddamn lions and wolves in here, boy, they ready. Yeah. I'm gonna leave them. Look here. I'm gonna leave them in the chat for brothers to get their exercise on, man. The law for the day, man. Like you say, keep these laws, statutes, and the commandments, man. We cannot be mingling our seed with these other nations. We can't give our strength to them. We can't give our wisdom. We can't give nothing. They don't deserve nothing. Christ gonna give everybody everything they need, right? Our law for the day is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 19, man. And ye shall keep my statutes, and thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind, and thou shalt not sow the field with mingled seed, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and wool come upon thee. So we cannot mingle with them, man. Right? They have nothing to do with our truth. They have nothing to do with our God, man. Right? They got nothing to do with our King. They got nothing to do with our salvation. They can't give us a doctrine that's gonna help us get to heaven or hell because they don't know the Bible. Right? Is that you, Obadiah, man? X, that's you, Obadiah, man? Obadiah. Is that you, my brother? Man, what's up, man? Why I can't get... Look, brother. Hey, I've been on your page, brother. Let me see. God dang it. What's up, man? Man, bro, we got some talking to do, brother. Hey, man, you know my brother Obadiah, man, he over there in the Philippines, man. All right? Hey. Boy, we got a lot to talk about. I've been calling your number, man. I'm talking about I really been calling that mug. I don't know if I got the wrong number or if I got a different, because I got another number that I call him from. It's still a Texas number, but I'm calling from another number, man. And I don't know if I'm calling at the wrong time or what. But if you could try to, that's what I need. I need Kelvin's phone number. Man, I need Kelvin's phone number, man. I've been trying to call Kelvin. Shit. Yeah, I've been trying to call Kelvin. I even called it dang on that funeral home place in Lafayette down there. The what you call, man? Man, this dude Tyrone, boy. We is not calling Tyrone. We not calling you, Tyrone. Shit. since got my brothers in here, man, they might answer a few questions, man. Yeah. We'll take a few questions, man. But we is not calling no damn Tyrone, man. I know. Look, Obadiah, look. I need Kelvin phone number. I got a new phone number. It said, what about I know I need Kelvin phone number. He said the two witnesses. So what's your take on the two witnesses on Revelation chapter 3 and Revelation chapter 6? Goes into Moses and Elijah, right? He said, I will give power unto the two witnesses, and they shall prophesy unto thousands, 2,000, 60 days in sackcloth. And the two olives, that goes into the northern southern tribe, and the two candlesticks before God of the earth. And if the man that will hurt, they said, if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of the mouth and devoured the enemies. And if man will hurt them, he must be in this manner killed. These powers, Shalaki, these have power to shut the heavens that it rain not in the days of prophecy. Who did that? That was Elijah. And the power over water to turn them into blood. Who did that? Moses. And to smite the earth with the plagues that was often as they will. Those two people was Moses and Elijah. Yeah, those are the two people that had the power. Dang, man. Hey, Obadiah, look, brother, I'm fixing to call you. After this class, the number that I got, I'm fixing to call you on the number I got. It's gonna be a future prophecy because they double fold. All right? Okay. Please do, yeah, put the number. If you put the number, I write it down and I'm gonna erase it. Yeah, put the number down. Is this the day of the Lord? No, not yet. $4.20. Bible isn't for you. For real, you have no I'm talking about no comprehension of that mud, man. For real, no, I'm talking about zero comprehension for him. I'm talking about the two witnesses in the day of the Lord. Oh, okay, Shalaki. I don't see it out. Let me see. Like, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it on there out. Man, we miss you too, bro. Hey, I didn't see that number, man. Uh, right. I've, I've already been given a seat in the throne room, yet I have no. This fool said he done already got. Man, well, you cannot make this stuff up, man. He said he already given a seat into the throne room. I guess Matthew 24:13 must be a lie then. Okay. Man, I wish I knew how to give. I don't know how. Let's see. I don't know how to do that. Yeah. Yeah, just send it to the. Hey, yeah, all praises. Thank you, Ehud. Hey, Obadiah, just send that number to the email right there. Yeah, send that phone number to the email that Ehud put up there. Yeah, send that number up there, man. All right, just send that number up on that thing like that. All right. Yeah, man, I'm finna get ready and get up out of here, man. Like I say, man, please send it to the email, man. Please send it to the email, man. The law we going into today, Leviticus chapter 19. Yeah, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 19. He said, ye shall not keep my, he said, Shalak, and ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with the diverse kind. And thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and wool come upon thee. So we cannot mingle the seed, man. We got to make sure that we stay focused on that thing because the Lord commanded us to be that way. Right? Hope you brothers and sisters have a good week. The Most High God got the truth. That's what we got the truth. The Bible got the truth. Everybody that keeping the commandment got the truth. Yeah. And we thankful for all you brothers and sisters that's tuning in. Y'all like it. Y'all share the video. Help us to push this truth around the four corners of the earth. We still got cash apps. You can send to the cash app. We got GoFundMe. You can send to GoFundMe. If you don't know how to reach out, you see our information in the description below. And with that, we give our honor and praise to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Thank you, brothers, for tuning in. I'm going to hit you out.